Welcome, welcome, welcome again. This is Brother G coming to you again with another video message. As I search the Bible, which many are the Christian church have said is God breathed and is immutable, I have found that within the halls of the scriptures, there is a huge difference between two of the most famousest, if that's a word, prophets. And I was comparing their writing, and the difference is too huge. I have to get on the housetop, as they say in the Bible, and bring this to the masses and see if I can get any assistance. I already know the truth already. And that is between 2 Thessalonians 2, 10 to 12. But I read the whole context of 2 Thessalonians about the coming of Jesus Christ and all that. And between James 1 and 13. And the difference is, let me phrase it in a question. Does God, the creator of the world, the universe, the tree, the sea, the land, the air, the sky, the stars, the moon, animals, and even us, mankind, man and woman, does that God send to humanity lies? Because you see, in 2 Thessalonians, Paul clearly says God the Creator is going to send a strong delusion. Or is that a mistranslation? Or did those guys in, what they call them, in Nicaea, put their grubby hands on the scripture and rewrote or transliterate things to fit their ideology? Now that's a lot of things to find out right there. And versus what James just plainly says. James was so clear. He was more clear than 2 Thessalonians 2, 10 to 12. James says, and we're going to get into it. Let me not run ahead of myself. And there's a huge difference between these two writers. Or it's a transliteration, a misunderstanding in Paul's letters to the Thessalonians, or the guys them in Nicaea put their grubby hands on it and changed the concept of the letter. Of course that is true. And many have says man write the Bible. Of course that is also true. Man write the Bible. Nobody see God. God is a spirit, as according to Jesus, as according to what is given to us. So nobody see God. God didn't write the Bible. Man was inspired to write the Bible. Likely. So if man was inspired to write the Bible, it is plausible or even reasonable that the same men who write the Bible can also corrupt the Bible. That sounds reasonable to me. Yeah, it does. So anyways, we're going to be looking at this huge difference, this huge theological difference, because it's also in the Old Testament with, I think it's Micaiah the prophet, where God sent the devil to lie to Ahab, which now I have to think about and say, I don't know about that Micaiah, or if it was him that wrote that story in the Old Testament. And so as I'm looking at the scriptures with a newfound lucid or clear thinking, I realize there are differences between the prophets in the Bible. Now the reason for that, I could suppose, and it's a reasonable supposition, that the people that were in Nicaea, whenever they keep it 320 AD, I don't remember the date, it's in written words. It is plausible for me to see these guys, these educated religious leaders, going up to Nicaea, meeting daily, and transforming the scripture to what they believe it to be. So the question we want to answer, the topic that we're gonna delve into a little bit, is this huge theological difference between 2 Thessalonians 2:10-12, but I read the whole letter to get a better context, versus James 1 verse 13 right about there. And the theological difference is, does God send delusion to humanity? First of all, as I go through, just speaking from my heart and from my knowledge and from my lucid understanding, as clear as possible. According to Genesis chapter 1, the beginning of the Bible, it wasn't God who sent a strong delusion or a delusion to Adam and Eve. It was the serpent. It was the serpent who tricked Adam and Eve. But as we go throughout scriptures and we go throughout the New Testament, I sort of see another hand in the writings, in the halls of the writing, where it's no more the serpent that sent the delusion to Adam and Eve, but God the Creator, the one that made the sun, the moon, the stars, human being, the world, and everything. It's Him sending the strong delusion. Does God send delusion to humanity? That's the question we're gonna answer today. We have to remember then, if it's not God, or if it is God that is also sending us the truth and sending us delusion, then pretty much my preaching and teaching makes no sense. Literally, the Christian church on a whole, there might be a few who understand this, but the Christian church on a whole doesn't make sense, because they see at the heart of their theology, as they understand it. Again, it could be a mistranslation. It could be those guys in Nicaea putting their grubby hands on it. It could be those two. If at the heart of their theology that God sends the truth and also sends lies, then we could just all pack it up, because God based on this teaching is bipolar. And 1 minute He could send truth, and the next minute He could send lie. And then therefore we could just pack it up, because at any moment He could send us lie. If that is the case, then this what I'm doing is useless. Because out of pure water, dirty water can come, and we are referencing to the God of the world, not man, not small God. The small G God, clean water and dirty water flow from small G God. So let me say unequivocally, my answer to this before we get into the teaching is, the God that I serve, or the God that I believe, can't send me through and tell me lie. Can't. That's not my understanding. That's not my theological understanding of the God of the world. My theological understanding of the world is, God send true and man send lie. Or we could put it like this: God send true always, forever, and man sends truth and lies, which convolute and confuse the truth.